Well, hey there, and welcome to another alignment break. My name is Nova Whiteman. I'm the author of the book Awaken Aligned: How to Navigate the Human Experience as a Spiritual Being. And that's what we're doing with these alignment breaks, is we're taking just really small, easily digestible things that you can do to put all of this consciousness, spiritual concept into functional, everyday, practical human application. Yeah. Today, what I have for you is something that I've been thinking about a lot lately. And it's this idea that there are certain things in life that either support our power, like connect us to our inner power, to our alignment, and things that just totally make us leak power, leak energy, pop us right out of alignment, right out of that sweet spot of clarity, of intention, of awareness, and having all of our energy lined up to do the very best that we possibly can. And when we're going about our day-to-day life in this world of just so many distractions and so much noise, right? Can you relate? It seems to get more and more every day with this next new app or streaming channel or phase of the pandemic or some, things going on around the world. It's a lot. It's a lot. And we can really get easily lost in the shuffle. And before you know it, you're doing that human thing where you're showing up on autopilot, you're in reactionary mode, and you're just kind of going through the motions sometimes. In other words, you're not connected to your power at all. You're not coming from that higher vantage point of alignment where when you do so, if you're able to do that, things really come together so much more easily. Why? Because your vibration is up here. You're viewing things from that higher vantage point through the eyes of source, of God, the universe, your higher self, whatever your language is around that. In other words, you're basically positioning yourself to experience, express, and allow things to take on their highest shape and form possible. And not to mention, you're magnetizing yourself for other opportunities, people, places, what Abraham Hicks calls cooperative components to come together on your behalf without you exerting so much damn energy and effort all the time. I've seen it, I've lived it, I experience it, I strive for it each and every day of my life, and I help my clients do the same. It's possible. And one of the things that tend to get in the way of that or really make things complicated, it's just a very simple matter of where where am I leaking energy? What am I putting my time and effort and energy and focus into? And is it serving me? So I like to just kind of pose it as a very simple um, prompt or way to gauge as you're moving about your day to day life experience. And that is, does this connect me to my power or disconnect me? Is this a place or an endeavor or a focal point that is causing me to leak power? Or is it amplifying my power? Do I feel calm and centered and aligned, connected, tuned in, tapped in, turned on here, as Abraham would say? Or am I just completely all over the place? Am I scattered? Am I distracted? Am I overwhelmed, stressed? Am I disconnected? So these are the places to look. And clearly, the spaces and places and focal points you want to spend the most time in, the most energy on, are the ones where you are connected, that do support your alignment, where you're not leaking power, your power is expanding because you're spending time in such a supportive space. So, this is a big concept that impacts so many different areas of our lives. So let's simplify it. Let's make it easy to apply. And one way you can do that is just identify and choose one area of your life or one thing that you know with great clarity that connects you to your power, that supports your alignment, that makes it easy for you to show up with consciousness, awareness, intention, and as the best version of you. Now, for me, I'm very clear that that is alone time. And not only just alone time, but like stillness. I need to have gobs of quiet, solitude, and stillness in order to best and most frequently, most consistently access that version of me that is here to help others, that is here to kind of operate my life in a way that is fun and satisfying and fulfilling while also contributing to the planet and helping others along the way. So, in other words, if I don't get my alone time, if I don't get enough of it, if I don't prioritize it, and if I'm just operating on all that noise, all those distractions, and constantly fulfilling the needs of others without tending to my own, then not only am I imbalanced, but I've lost my connection to my power. I'm leaking power, and it's a lot harder to recover, much less accomplish the things that are important to me and in a way that's important to me. So what am I going to do? And what do I do is I stop arguing with myself on that. For one, I stop apologizing for it. And there was a time where I apologized for it, not that long ago, because it only seems to increase. Side note, I only seem to need more of that stillness and spaciousness where it's just me and my own energy. Part of that is that I'm very energetically sensitive, and I just need that. I don't need to justify or explain it to anybody, but here's what I do need to do is ask for it and create the structure for it. So when you have that clarity, when you know what that one thing is that really, really impacts your ability to stay connected to your power, to your alignment, then the next step is to do what you got to do to prioritize that. That could look like having conversations with those in your life, your household perhaps, or your boss, or family, friends. But first and foremost, it's that decision to commit to it within yourself. And once you've done that, the rest of those details come so much more easily. So that's step one is, or the first part of this is to identify what supports your alignment, what connects you to your power um, the best, the most, and then commit to it unapologetically, and then ask for what you need, devise a plan. The next part of that is to notice what happens as a result. Pay attention. Start connecting those dots and associating, like, oh, this great thing that showed up in my life, that's here because I committed to this, because I committed to no longer allowing my energy to get depleted and to leak all over the place. I committed to showing up for my own alignment and connecting within over everything else, because that's the driver of my experience. That's the driver of your experience. It's the driver of your ability to contribute to your family, to your friends, your communities, the world, to do your work. We have to remember this stuff that much more consciously in order to commit to it. On the flip side of that, and you can do both, but whatever's within reach for you is a good place to start. Identify what doesn't support your alignment. Identify one thing. Just start with one thing. There's a million, but just start with one. Baby steps, right? One thing that disconnects you from your power very easily. It could be something as simple as too much noise, being on social media too long, watching the news, hanging out with people that are like, that suck your energy, overbooking your schedule, not getting enough sleep, which incidentally, these could all be on the flip side, things that really do support your ability to connect and live in your power or support your alignment. Getting enough sleep, hanging out with people that make you feel alive and uplift you, right? But identify one on either side of that coin and commit to it, develop a strategy, and then notice what happens. And finally, I'll add in, you can use it as a sort of a prompt throughout your day. This is something you can do in addition to what I just said, or you could just do this, and I promise you it will make a difference. As you go about your daily schedule and you find yourself focusing on various things, committing your time and energy to it, ask yourself, is this amplifying my power? Or is it leaking it? Is this supporting my ability to stay connected and clear and aware and conscious? Or is it disconnecting the hell out of me right now? You'll know by how you feel. When you feel connected to your power, you feel alive, you feel clear, you feel authentic. Things come more easily. You're able to get your ideas across. You have more energy to follow through on tasks. Things just kind of unfold really, really well. You feel good. And when you're not connected to your power, when you are misaligned, it's not that at all. That's where the stress, overwhelm, fatigue, distraction, you feel scattered, all of those things. That's when you know you're leaking power, you're leaking energy, you're misaligned. So consciousness is key always in everything. In all these alignment breaks and tips that I give you, consciousness and awareness are key. And then putting that awareness into action, committing to it. The only way you're going to know whether I'm full of shit or not is to try it yourself and then pay attention and take notes. And I promise you, when you do that with any measure of consistency, you will see a difference. You will notice that you are living a life that is far more aligned with your desires, dreams, goals, who you really are, what you really value, than the opposite of that. So that's what I have for you today. I encourage you to take some time to identify those things, put them into practice, and then let me know. Let me know how that lands with you. Let me know what your things are that you identified on either end of the spectrum. Let me know what happens when you put it into practice. If you want more tips like this, or if you want more of that sort of supportive guidance and help, one way you can get it, one really easy way, is to visit my website, novawhiteman.com. And when you do so, you can sign up for my free 3-day e-course called 3 Days to Raising Your Vibration. Sign up for that. It's 3 days of email prompts with little bite-sized guidance like this and exercises like this that you can apply immediately and notice the difference on. And all the while, you're raising your frequency, you're raising your vibration. And in my experience and observation, boy, does that make a difference. That makes the difference. And then, of course, you can find my book on Amazon, Awaken Aligned, How to Navigate the Human Experience as a Spiritual Being. All right, guys, that's it for today. I will see you in the next alignment break. Take care.